Hello, we're back with more Pete the Cat books to help Pete celebrate his 10th birthday today. If you missed our other Pete the Cat video, subscribe to hear me read the 4 Pete the Cat books that you've probably already heard of. In this video, I'll be reading 5 Pete the Cat books you may not know of. Our YouTube channel also has Pete the Cat Feltboard stories and Pete the Cat holiday books. Please subscribe to enjoy more fun. Right now, we are going to start this Pete the Cat video by reading Pete the Cat, Old MacDonald Had a Farm. It's written and illustrated by James Dean. There's Pete with his farm animals. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some chickens, E-I-E-I-O. With a cluck-cluck here and a cluck-cluck there, here a cluck, there a cluck, everywhere a cluck-cluck, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some dogs, E-I-E-I-O. With a woof-woof here and a woof-woof there, here a woof, there a woof, everywhere a woof-woof, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some cows, E-I-E-I-O. With a moo-moo here and a moo-moo there, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo-moo, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some pigs, E-I-E-I-O. With an oink-oink here and an oink-oink there, here an oink, there an oink, everywhere an oink-oink, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some horses, E-I-E-I-O. With a neigh-neigh here and a neigh-neigh there, here a neigh, there a neigh, everywhere a neigh-neigh, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some cats, E-I-E-I-O. With a meow-meow here and a meow-meow there, here a meow, there a meow, everywhere a meow-meow, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some goats, E-I-E-I-O. With a ba-ba here and a ba-ba there, here a ba, there a ba, everywhere a ba-ba, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some ducks, E-I-E-I-O. With a quack-quack here and a quack-quack there, here a quack, there a quack, everywhere a quack-quack, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some turkeys, E-I-E-I-O. With a gobble-gobble here and a gobble-gobble there, here a gobble, there a gobble, everywhere a gobble-gobble, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some roosters, E-I-E-I-O. With a cock-a-doodle here and a cock-a-doodle there, here a cock-a-doodle, there a cock-a-doodle, everywhere a cock-a-doodle, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some donkeys, E-I-E-I-O. With a hee-haw here and a hee-haw there, here a hee-haw, there a hee-haw, everywhere a hee-haw, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some sheep, E-I-E-I-O, with a mama here and a mama there, here ma, there ma, everywhere a mama. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some frogs, E-I-E-I-O, with a ribbit, ribbit here and a ribbit, ribbit there, here a ribbit, there a ribbit, everywhere a ribbit, ribbit. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some geese, E-I-E-I-O, with a honk honk here and a honk honk there, here a honk, there a honk, everywhere a honk honk. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Yay! I like that version of Old MacDonald. That was different. And here's our next Pete the Cat book, Pete the Cat, Sir Pete the Brave. Pete the Cat, Sir Pete the Brave. Meet Sir Pete, the bravest knight in the land. Sir Pete rides a horse and climbs towers. At dinner, Sir Pete listens to Lady Callie play the harp. Lady Callie is awesome. Bravo! Sir Pete yells at the end of each song. He claps louder than anyone. One night, while Lady Callie plays beautifully, someone casts a spell, and everyone falls asleep, even Sir Pete. The next morning, Lady Callie is gone. "Oh no," says Sir Pete, the brave. "I will find Lady Callie and save her. Giddy up!" Sir Pete falls in a hole. The hole is a dragon's footprint. "Follow the footprints," Sir Pete says to his horse. The footprints stop. Where did the dragon go? Sir Pete looks up and sees the dragon flying across the lake with Lady Callie and her harp. Sir Pete can't fly, but he can row. Across the lake he goes. Sir Pete sees a dragon cave. He has to go inside, but it is very dark. Then he hears music. He must save Lady Callie. He won't be scared. He finds a harp, but no Lady Callie. Sir Pete will not give up. He climbs the highest hill. He looks around for Lady Callie. Then he hears a loud growl. Sir Pete is scared. The hill starts to move. Sir Pete is on the dragon's back. Sir Pete knows what to do. He slides down, down, down the dragon's back. The dragon sees Pete and roars. "Sir Pete," says Lady Callie, "I will save you." "Save me?" says Sir Pete. "But I came to save you." Sir Pete and Lady Callie start to argue. The dragon starts to cry. "I just wanted to sing along," the dragon sobs. "I did not want to hurt anyone." "I have an idea," says Sir Pete. "Will you give us a lift?" The dragon flies Sir Pete and Lady Callie home. Everyone is happy to see them. You don't need a great voice to make music, says Sir Pete. Just good friends. The dragon joins the song. 3 cheers for Lady Callie and for Sir Pete the Brave. There we go. And oh, look, it's all of Pete's friends from his other stories, too. Okay, let's now read Pete the Cat and the Bad Banana. Pete the Cat and the Bad Banana. Pete the Cat is eating a banana. Pete loves bananas. They are sweet and tasty and easy to peel. Every morning, Pete puts a banana in his cereal. Sometimes Pete puts a banana on his peanut butter sandwich. But one day, Pete eats a bad banana. The banana is gross. The banana is mushy. The banana is yucky. Pete's tummy hurts. I will not eat bananas again, he tells his mom. Pete's mom tries to help. She bakes Pete's favorite banana bread. Pete will not touch it. She makes Pete a banana cream pie. Pete will not eat it. She gets Pete a big banana split. No thanks, Pete says. Instead, Pete tries a lemon. It is yellow like a banana. Pete tastes it. Yuck, says Pete. The lemon is sour. Pete tries a pickle. It is long like a banana. Pete tastes it. Better, Pete says, but not as good as a banana. Pete tries an orange. It has to be peeled like a banana. The orange is sweet, but it is too juicy. It makes Pete's paws sticky. Pete tries fish, plums, rice, hot dogs, watermelon, and his mom's nut bread. Pete eats them all. He is not hungry for bananas anymore. Then comes the big race. What should Pete have for breakfast? A pickle? No, Pete doesn't eat pickles for breakfast. A hot dog? No, Pete just had a hot dog for dinner last night. A lemon? No, that's just silly. Oh, they're at the start. Pete wants a banana. They're yummy and healthy. Bananas are the best. Do you have another banana? Pete asks. Of course, says Greg the monkey. Pete peels the banana slowly. It is not brown. It is not mushy. Pete takes a teeny tiny bite. It is yummy. It is a yummy banana. It is the best banana ever. Thanks to Greg and his banana, Pete wins the race. Pete is bananas for bananas. Now we will read Pete the Cat, Pete at the Beach. It is a hot day. Pete the Cat goes to the beach with his mom and his brother Bob. "Let's go in the water," Bob says. "Maybe later," says Pete. Bob likes to surf. He rides the big waves. It looks like fun. "I'm hot," says Pete. "Go in the water," says Mom. "Maybe later," says Pete. Pete makes a sand castle. His mom helps him dig. Here comes a big wave, and there goes Pete. Oh no! Where did his sand castle go? Bob rides a big wave. "Wow," says Pete. "That looks like fun." Pete and his mom take a walk. They find seashells. They see a crab. Pete's feet get wet. His feet feel cool. The rest of him is hot. It is time for lunch. Pete eats a sandwich. He drinks lemonade. The sun is very hot, and Pete is very, very hot. Bob is wet and cool. "Let's play ball," says Pete. "No thanks," says Bob. "I want to surf." Pete throws the ball. His mom catches it. "Let's get our feet wet," says Mom. "Well, okay," says Pete. The water is cool. It feels good. Pete goes in deeper. Bob waves to Pete. "I want to show you how to surf," he yells. Pete does not say, "Maybe later." He says, "Let's do it." "Lie on the board," says Bob. Pete lies on the board. "Paddle," says Bob. Pete paddles out. He waits for a big wave. A big wave is coming. "Stand up," says Bob. Pete stands up. Then Pete falls down. It was scary, but it did not hurt. "Try again later," says Bob. Pete wants to try again now. Pete lies down again. He paddles out and waits. Here comes a wave. Pete stands up. This time he rides the wave. "Good job," says Bob. Pete wants to surf all day. Bob does too, so they take turns. Pete and Bob rock and roll with the waves. What a great day! It is okay to be afraid, but it is more fun to surf. And for our last Pete the Cat story, we have Pete the Cat's Got Class. "It's math time," says Pete's teacher, Mr. G. Pete the cat loves math. He loves how the numbers work together. "If I add 3 red blocks and 4 yellow blocks together, how many blocks would we have in all?" says Mr. G. Pete raises his hand. 7 blocks, says Pete. 3 plus 4 equals 7. Very good, Pete, says Mr. G. Mr. G asks the class a subtraction question. If I take 2 blocks away from 7 blocks, how many blocks will be left? Pete raises his hand, but the teacher calls on Tom. 9, says Tom. Pete feels bad for Tom. Tom is super smart. He can name all the dinosaurs. He just has trouble with math. Pete has an idea. He will help Tom become awesome at math. Helping is cool. On the bus home from school, Pete sits next to Tom. Do you want to come over to play? Tom asks. I got some cool new race cars for my birthday. Awesome, says Pete. We can do our math homework and then we can race the cars. I hate math, says Tom. You don't hate math, Pete tells Tom. You just don't love it yet. Pete sets up some blocks. If I add 5 blue blocks and 3 orange blocks together, how many blocks will I have in all? This is boring, says Tom. Can't we play with my race cars? This gives Pete a great idea. Sure we can, he says. Pete lines up some race cars. If 5 red cars are going to the racetrack and 5 yellow cars are going to the car wash, how many cars are on the road? He asks. Easy, says Tom. 10 cars. Like a traffic jam. Now, what if 2 of the cars stayed home? Pete says. How many cars would be left? Says Tom, studying the lineup. 8 cars. Right, says Pete. See, I told you that math is awesome. Pete quizzes Tom on one math problem after the next. 4 cars minus 1. 3, says Tom. 8 cars plus 7, says Pete. 15, says Tom. I can't believe it. I'm doing math and I'm loving it. Pete and Tom do their homework. Let me know if you need my help, says Pete. Thanks, says Tom, but I know what I'm doing now. The next day, Pete hands in his math homework. Tom does too. After lunch, the teacher passes back their assignment. Pete and Tom each got one wrong. I'd like to see you 2 after class, Mr. G says. You both know not to copy someone else's homework, says Mr. G. We didn't copy, says Pete. You both got the exact same answer wrong, Mr. G tells them. How can we prove that we got the answers on our own, says Tom. I know, Pete tells him. Bring your race cars to school tomorrow. Why? Tom asks. You'll see, says Pete with a smile. The next day, Pete and Tom get to school early. What are all of the race cars for? Asks Mr. G. To show you how Tom got to be so good at math, says Pete. Give Tom a math problem, Pete says. Any math problem. I'll get it right, says Tom, without Pete's help. Mr. G gives Tom one math problem after the other, and Tom uses the race cars to get all the answers right. Wow, says Mr. G, I am impressed. Pete helped me by making math fun, Tom says. I think that's awesome. We can all learn from Pete, Mr. G says. Take it from Pete. Math is neat. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me to read all of these other Pete the Cat books today. I hope you enjoyed them, and it would be wonderful if you would subscribe. You can listen to other Pete the Cat stories and enjoy some other videos that we have on there, and maybe even watch our felt board stories. Have a wonderful day, and happy 10th birthday, Pete the Cat. Bye!